Hello guys, and welcome to another day of patch 2.4 PTR testing. This time I'm going to be covering the Strafezon. Now if you guys missed the patch notes, for the first rendition of the patch, Strafe now starts at full weapon damage. It doesn't start at 3/4 weapon damage anymore. And for this patch, it got massive damage buffs because it now receives synergies from Guided Arrow and from multi-shot for a total of 15% damage per level between the two skills. So we're gonna see how this compares to what it used to be. So let's jump right into it. So for the stat points, I have enough strength to wear my gear. I put enough points into vitality to give me about 1100 life, and then the rest of my points I threw into dexterity. For the skill tree, nothing in jab and spear, obviously, because we are a Strafezon. For bow and crossbow skills, like I said, the only three we need to max are going to be multi-shot, guided arrow, and strafe. You can see 5% damage per level from multi-shot and 10% damage per level from guided arrow for a total of 15% damage per level for both of those. And then, of course, the prereqs for those. Then passive and magic, 1 point into all the prereqs, including dodge, avoid, and evade. To unlock Valkyrie, just 1 point into that. Provides a little bit more crowd control, something else for the monsters to hit to kind of keep them away from us. And then I did do these points maybe a little differently than most people would. So I put about like 10 points or so into crit strike. I do have some deadly strike from my gear. I think I was about, looks like I'm about 30%. So if you guys don't know, deadly strike and crit strike don't actually just add together. So it's not like it's 59 plus 30. It's not 89% of me chance of me doing double damage. So the calculation is a little bit different. It doesn't just add together. So I did do the calculation using the formula, and I'm at about 78% chance of doing double damage, and I felt like that was good enough. So that's how many points I invested into that. I did max penetrate for the attack rating bonus, and then the rest of my points I put into pierce. So with a razor tail that I'm wearing, we are a little bit over 100% chance to pierce, so we will always be piercing. Next, let's look at the Merc gear. We have an Act 1 Cold Arrow Merc with a Faith in a Great Bow, level 15 Fanaticism Aura, Treachery, and a Giant Skull with a 14 Res Jewel in it. And for the Amazon's gear, so we have a Shield Wind Force. This one was a mid-roll. It rolled 7% mana stolen per hit. One really good thing to have on a Strafezon, if you're playing a Strafezon, is Knockbat. It keeps the enemies away from you. You don't really have to worry about them getting close to you at all. And especially with the Valk kind of just takes everything, and then you push stuff back with the knockback. So that is why we're using that. For the helmet G-Face with a 15 increased attack speed jewel in it. Now, there is a slight difference from the crushing blow that we're getting compared to like a melee character. So like, for example, on normal monsters, crushing blow will do 1/4 of the target's health remaining, whereas for missile attacks, it only does 1/8. For bosses on melee, it's 1/8 of the health remaining, and then for missiles it's 1/16. So it's not as effective, I guess, but we are shooting pretty fast, so I do feel like it is important to still have crushing blow. So that's why I'm using G-Face. This is another really important item. Atmosphere, we're not using the standard High Lords, because this has a chance to cast amplified damage on striking, and this is going to really maximize that damage output, especially when we're shooting arrows so fast. that procs very frequently is really going to up our damage. Obviously, no shield, we have to use arrows. For the armor, we're going to use Fortitude for the massive amount of enhanced damage, a bunch of other really nice stats. Go Riders, more Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike. Raven Frost, Canopy Frozen. Also, Dex is very, very nice and attack rating. For the belt, like I said, we're using Razor Tail for that Pierce. Using a BK Ring. And then Laying of Hands for increased attack speed. So, right now, with the setup I have, I am hitting with Strafe as fast as possible. So I can't get any faster with Strafe. We have a Torch. We have an Annie. Geeds. I do have one bow and crossbow skiller, and then the rest are max damage and AR charms. Now, I really wanted to test out using max damage AR charms compared to bow and crossbow skillers, because they did up the damage, or they did add the damage from the synergies now. So I'm not sure now, is it better to run max damage AR charms like it used to be, or is it better to run bow and crossbow skillers now? Not really sure. I did lose all my charms, so I'm not going to be able to test it. So hopefully somebody else tests that, so we can kind of figure out, is it going to be better to run one or the other. And that pretty much does it for the gear. Oh, before I forget, so I'm not using the standard CT and Spirit for the offhand. Since we aren't using Enigma, I do want some form of like a movement buff. So I am using a Harmony for my offhand, and this has a Vigor aura on it. It also has plus 4 to Valkyrie. So when we summon our Valkyrie, we're actually going to get a few extra skill points into the Valkyrie. So that's very, very nice. Okay. Let's get ready to slay some monsters. So now, like I was saying, for the Valk, you can see we're getting an extra 3 skill points for the Valk. So we're at 9 here. We're at 6 with the Wind Force. So we want to summon the Valk with the Harmony on, just for those extra skill points. And then let's go. On players 8. Let's see how well it does. See that amp damage already proccing? Oh yeah, this is pretty good. I can already tell there's a massive difference. Don't attack that. Stay back. See that knockback coming in? She died. You know, one nice thing now that they changed the cooldown for Valk, you can just insta-summon it after it dies. Oops. A little bit of lag. Alright, we're here. Let's see how well it does in here. Now if I can kill the Venom Lords fast, you know it's good, because Venom Lords have a massive amount of HP, and they went down pretty fast there. Oh yeah, this is good. It's really good when they're clumped up like this, because the Pierce really works wonders. Ball Rune, GG. No, I guess that's a good thing. I know when I'm on the wrong bow. Oh yeah, this just shreds them. I'm running out of arrows already. Oh god. Slot weapons!
I am overburdened.
Okay, keep going. Okay, here's a good attack. Oh yeah, watch them just melt. I'm all lined up. Yeah, this is way better than it used to be. This actually does a pretty decent amount of damage. Come on, click.
I am overburdened.
Another really important thing to note is that using strafe on like a single target is not as good, because if you guys don't know, there's something called next delay, which happens in a lot of skills, like including like tornado, for example, where your attack or spell or whatever it is has to travel through the monster to a certain point before the next attack can actually hit it, depending on like how large the monster is. So it's actually better on single targets to use guided arrow unless the target's like really big. Yeah, we do pretty good damage. 7k for both, and that's not including the crit or the amp damage. So that's really, really good. Like I said, this is like way better than it used to be. If you guys have never played one before, this is like miles better. I mean, this is Player's 8. Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to do it even close to as fast before. I'm not even gonna get near me. Stay back! I'm not even gonna waste time summoning it. Just kill him. So like here, not all the arrows are gonna actually hit it. I mean, he still died really fast, but all those arrows did not hit, actually hit.
I can't carry anymore. I can't.
This is a pretty safe build. Honestly, I probably could have put even less points into Vitality. And just put way more points into Dex. Okay, this is a real test. All the Venom Lords. Stay back! Back! They can't even get close to me. Back, I say. Yeah, this is really good. Okay, Diablo.
I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore.
Now, Diablo's a bigger target, so I'm gonna try Strafe first. And then we'll see how Guided Arrow does. Oh, wow. That doesn't help. Doesn't help when I'm trapped in a fucking bone prison. It doesn't help when I'm in a bone prison. The one thing about Strafe 2 is that you're locked in the animation when you're firing all those arrows. You have to fire off every arrow before you can actually move, so probably a little less safer than multi-shot, but yeah, I think because he's so big, I think Strafe might be better. Can we actually get some crushing blow off? I lost my Mirth. See, like there, I couldn't move. With guided arrows, see, I can move there. Very slow guided arrow. Yeah, definitely not the best for bosses. Yeah, we're playing with fire, no potions. Oh no. Okay, we got him before I died. Oh god. Yeah, the Bozon definitely not the best for killing
I can't carry anymore.
definitely not the best for killing bosses, but for the normal monsters, it cleared it pretty well. I'm actually pretty impressed. Especially if you're running with like I mean, solo, obviously, you just saw that was players 8 and it just melted the normal monsters. Even the uniques and the champions, especially when that amp damage procs. Really nice. But just Diablo's a little bit slow, even with a lot of Crushing Blow and Deadly Strike. What would I change? So we did almost use a full thing of arrows. Actually, we used more than a full quiver of arrows. So what I would like to see is that they added, like they did on the Barbarian with Throwing Mastery, where if you crit, you can have a chance of replenishing your quantity. I think that'd be a really nice quality of life. I mean, they did it with the Barbarian. Why can't they do it for the Amazon? I mean, it's the same thing. You're using missile attacks, so why not just add that on there? That would make this just a little bit easier. You don't have to go back and buy arrows. But is there anything else I'd change? I mean, I think it's been drastically improved. The damage is like 20 times better than it used to be. So I'm pretty happy. I would like somebody, if anybody knows, is it better to run bow and crossbow skillers now, or is it better to still use max damage and AR charms? Please let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any builds that you want me to test this PTR, please let me know in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.